Shalom Israel, this Hizmm. And man, today, man, I'm finna talk about this fella and really go into something, you know, that's sort of off topic of the scriptures. I'm gonna talk about narcissist personality disorder. All right, and the symptoms and the signs of a narcissist. All right, first let me start off by saying this: narcissists are very intelligent people. All right, they're not dummies, but most narcissists don't realize that they're narcissists. Okay, so let me go into the first sign. One of the first signs is they're always right and everyone else is wrong. All right, they think they're better than everybody, and you know, whether it come to whatever knowledge, you know, they're smarter, or you know, among other things. All right, the second symptom is they like to degrade and humiliate people. All right, they have a cycle that they tend to use. They idolize, they devalue, and then they discard. Let me give you a couple examples. There's a guy by the name of Judah Nass, and this is who I'm referring to. I remember this other guy that came on YouTube, and I don't know, you know, he started doing videos, and I guess Judah Nass took a liking to what he was doing, you know, so in that instance, he idolized. All right. There was another fellow that Judah Nass was dealing with by the name of Quadash, who was in the Torah Nights. In that instance, he idolized Quadash. All right. Among other people that he was dealing with, he idolized them when it was convenient for him, you know, and the devalue. Okay, now the devaluing comes when it's the put downs, it's the name calling, it's the constant attacking. You know, Rod Rat went from being idolized by Judah Nass, not so much as the sense like, you know, getting on his knees and bowing to him, and, you know, but with the praise and like, yeah, okay, brother, I see what you know what I mean, keep up the good work, you know, idolizing him, you know, want to be cool with you. All right, but then later on when Rat went to challenging Judah, this is just the example, then the devaluing of the cycle began to kick in. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all don't heard all the different names that this man done called Rack and Edgar Mendez and you know, even myself, Hizmm Juice, or whatever he can come up with, man, to call people the remedial lights and all of that right there, you know. Even talking down on some of the sisters and things, man, you know, the devaluing stage. And then you got the discard part of the stage where, you know, he throwing you to the side. He don't want to have nothing to do with you, you know. You use a dum-dum, and remember, he's smarter than you. You don't know nothing. You know, same with Quadash. When he got through using Quadash, Quadash might not have felt like he used him in that sense. But in Judah's eyes, he would have been using Quadash for his own personal whatever he had going on in his head. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, like I say, this refers to ideas, how they perceive things among other things, or in the case that I'm referring to, information or the perception of it. All right? So the third symptom of narcissist personality disorder is that person creates a false persona or false self, how they want to be, but it's not necessarily who they truly are, more of an idea of what they want to be. In this case, Judah wants to be seen as a knowledgeable figure amongst the children of Israel, but as he criticized people, the very thing that he keep pointing out in everyone else is a flaw that's actually within his true self, the self that we never met. We know Judah, but we don't know Judah, if you can dig what I'm saying. You know, outside of him talking about the scriptures, we don't know his daily routines, his life, what he do, you know, who he kick it with. You know, we can only get glimpses of what he show forth in the camera, and we perceive and we go. That's all we really have to go off of. But we don't know if Judah is some, you know, whatever outside of what he's showing. But I do know that what he's portraying on YouTube is not who he truly is. All right. So let me give you an example, man. One of the flaws that he was pointing out, he was going back and forth with Rob, and he was always saying, Rob not sincere. Rob not sincere. He not doing things in sincerity. He not sincere. I'm not going to deal with him. Which, in actuality, that wasn't nothing but a tactic and a ploy. Trying to hang on to, you know, to show that, you know, he's the authoritative figure. So keep in mind, if you remember all of this back in the day, Rob wasn't really calling nobody no names or whatever. And but Judah Nass, when you listen at Judah Nass, he likes to degrade and humiliate everybody by calling names, etc. Remember the cycle: idolize, devalue, discard. So in other words, when he was pointing out that Rob wasn't sincere, he was actually letting you know that he's not sincere. He is not sincere. He never was sincere. And I'll come back to that. But let me give you another one. The whole persona that he pushed is wrapped up in him being right and knowing more than everybody else. All right? So when he confronted with information that makes him wrong, he'll manipulate it or flat out lie to his advantage to make him seem like he know more than the person that brought out the information that contradicts him or go against what he's actually pushing. Which brings me to my fourth symptom: a chronic liar. When faced with the facts, as I mentioned earlier, they'll manipulate the fact, flat out lie, and he might say something like, I didn't say that. Judah Nass has been caught many a times in his lies. It ain't even funny. There's another brother on YouTube who did a video not too long ago, Amakai. I forget the title of it. I'll drop it in the inbox later on, where he sort of catch Judah. It's like a side by side, and it ain't even that long. It's nicely, the video is nicely put together. But you know, he got Judah Nass, and on one instance saying, you know, I don't have Kabbalah books. I don't deal with Kabbalah. But then he hold up Scottish rites, masonry books, calling it, this ain't nothing but Kabbalah, you know. So in one instance, from one moment to the next, Judah Nass say things and then he contradicts himself, and then when somebody bring it out, he simply lies, manipulates the truth, or flat out ignore it. But that was, you know, my example. All right. You know, but all of this he does, man, you know, it's because the lies that he tell aren't lies like anybody else tell lies, you know, to get out of trouble. The lies that he tell are for ego, or to make him feel better about himself because he has low self-esteem. All right. So, what he wind up doing is, he wind up, you know, like I said, he have low self-esteem, and you know, when he confronted or challenged, you know, he gotta feel superior, and that's when you start running into the lies that he tell. Like I say, they're not lies like anybody else will tell to get out of trouble. They're lies like, I'm smarter than you lies, and if you believe my lie, then ha ha, you a dummy. You dumb, you idiot, you remedial light. You know, it's like a smug intelligence. I'm so smart, which ties into his ego, which brings me to symptom number 5. Ego. Everything he does is to feed his ego. I know Hebrew and you don't. I'm smarter than you. Ha ha. You know? So, I'm saying Israel, the laws, YouTube, right, is a perfect place for a narcissist to be. In this case, Judah Nash has the perfect platform to push his fake persona of himself or idea of what he want to be, while manipulating scriptures to aid. Remember, narcissists think they're better than everyone else and don't. They think they're better than everybody else. And the scriptures say, hold on, Israel. And the scriptures say that Israel is above all nations upon the face of the earth. So when he read that, that feeds his ego. Teaching amongst us, building a base, feeds his ego. To know it, the know-it-all authoritative figure feeds his ego. His whole YouTube existence is about how he wish he could be to feed his ego. He don't believe what he teaches. And I'm going to tell you why he don't believe what he teaches. It's all about his ego. His whole YouTube is about his ego. I'm going to show you why he don't believe what he teaches. Example, Judah Nash and Quadash was the Torah Knights. They to me were the main two, you know, in the Torah Knights. All right. And Quadash did countless videos about the name of Ahia, showing that it's Metatron on the Sephiroth tree. It was evil and Masonic, and the man could go into Manny P. Hall books and pull it out. He done went into other Scottish Rite books and pulled it out. Quadash got videos where he go into these books and he pulled the information out the books. Now check this out. If you look back at some of Quadash videos, you'll see Judah Nash co-signing on the comment boards. Great video, brother. You know what I mean? Oh, you really went in, man. Head lob to GOCC. Because GOCC are the only people that I know out of all the camps that push Ahia Ashur Ahia. All right? Now fast forward to the Raw Right debate. He don't mind if someone calls the Most High Ahia because Yah is in that name. Wait. What happened to the countless videos you co-signed when you was head lobbing GOCC? When your right-hand man who was in the Torah Knights was bringing out that it was Metatron, evil, Sephiroth tree. What happened? What changed? You'll never get that answer from Judah. He really doesn't teach anymore. All he do is fight and bring out hour-long rants about someone who challenged him, you know, with the name calling, which tie back to what I was saying. The constantly being right, never wrong, no empathy. He don't care about how you feel and how he make you feel or anything like that. They're constantly degrading. and he run you through that cycle. Idolize, devalue, discard. Idolize, devalue, discard. All right? So he'll never tell you what happened. But what he does is, like I say, he likes to fight. He hour-long rants about somebody who challenged his authority or challenged what he considers to be his authority. His constant blurring of the lines when it comes to mixed marriages because of his situation. With all the lies that he's told and been caught in, he doesn't address them. And when brought up, he just tells more lies. I said all that to say, Judah Nash has narcissist personality disorder, and this explains his attitude, personal attacks, not owning up to being wrong, and when he was done with using Qadash to build his fake persona of himself, they fell out. Judah Nash is mentally ill. So not only do we have to deal with watching out for the enemy of all colors, fam, but we have to watch out for the mentally ill. Narcissists, as I mentioned earlier, are intelligent people that and keep that in mind. I'm sure if he see this video, it'll be some cognitive dissonance. He'll do one or two things. He'll either ignore this video or he'll act out everything that I mentioned. And with that, I'm going to say shalom. Israel is Hizmm.